Hey everybody, it's Mel from Melsdivination. Today we're doing a flip through unboxing of the Yuletide Tarot. This is actually published by Llewellyn and it is still shrink wrapped. So we're going to open it up right now and look at it. I have not seen this deck before. Welcome everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm the owner, the operator, and the creator here. You may notice I ripped this a little bit when I was trying to open it, but whatever. It is what it is. We do flip through Fridays, we do witchy Wednesdays, we do live tarot pull readings and astrology. So if you're interested in all that, check out the channel. So we have Yuletide Tarot by Christopher Hughes and Erin O'Leary Brown. And it actually has the Llewellyn print right on it. I don't know if the guidebook is actually in here. I can't imagine. A 312 page, yeah, I highly doubt it. It's in this box. But let's see. I bought this from, I actually did get this from Temu. But I believe, I don't know. I mean, it looks like actually a legit one, which is kind of crazy. Hope, warmth, and tarot cheer for the most wonderful time of the year. And then it says, keep the childlike wonder of midwinter burning brightly with the help of this festive deck, featuring reimagined suits of candles, which are wands, good cheer, which is cups, canes, which is swords, and gifts, which is pentacles. The Yuletide Tarot honors the spiritual time of the year while remaining true to the Rider-Waite-Smith style. Best-selling author Christopher, this is blurry, sorry guys. Christopher Hughes guidebook presents detailed descriptions of each card's words, meanings, and holiday lore, as well as 5 unique midwinter spreads that will deepen your connection this magical season. Well, I hope so. I mean, we're going to find out together. It does have the publisher on this, which is very, very rare. It is published by Llewellyn. So, I don't know, guys. Let's check it out. The box even looks legit. Is there a book in here? There's a book in here. Whoo! This is a legit deck. Oh my goodness. I can't even believe this. I believe this is a legit original print. Oh my goodness. Well, maybe not. Pretty darn close, but the box says a 312 page full color guidebook. This is not full color, and it's definitely only 34 pages. So, pretty close though. Okay, let me get situated here, and then we'll be back to start looking through this a bit more deeply. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I had to rearrange our setup here a little bit. So this is a general tarot manual. I have no idea if this was purchased from Llewellyn's, what the actual booklet would look like, but let's just look through this really quickly and see what's going on in here. Author Waite was a genuine scholar. This doesn't look like its background about tarot, which is pretty standard in most tarot books and decks. Yeah, it doesn't look like this is US Game Systems Inc. is pleased to publish the Universal Waite Pocket Tarot deck. So, alright, so there's something off with this. Perhaps it's not the exact original. I have no idea. Open to comments in the comment section for what your thoughts are here. But obviously this booklet is for the Universal Waite, which is not Oh, it doesn't even have the Fool in it. Oh, the Fool 0. But it does have a little bit of description of each card. Just a tiny bit. I don't know. Celtic Cross spread. The Art of Tarot Divination. Yeah, we're not going to waste any real time on this. It's just kind of one of your straightforward booklets of tarot instructions, but it's funny that I don't know why they would want to include a booklet that is from a different deck. Maybe it's to just say, yeah, we have a booklet because it said it. I'm not sure. Anyway, doesn't really matter. This background, the back of the card, I mean, it's gorgeous. I haven't looked at anything about this deck yet. It was an impulse buy because it was recommended on my Timo account, and I just was like, I could go for another Christmas deck. I ordered it a little while ago, and I've been sitting on it because I had some unexpected things in my family shift and come up. So I haven't really had the time to sit and film anything lately, and I do apologize for that for you guys that have been waiting for things. But we're going to go through this deck together. I'm definitely going to talk a little bit longer about this one because I haven't seen the imagery yet. So this is all new to me. I didn't even preview it before. Like, the most I've seen is this part of it, is the little bit on the back of the box. That's it. So we're going to walk through this together, and it should be a good time. All right, we're going to get started. As you saw when I unboxed it, the sides are plain, and the cards themselves are a little glossy. They do feel slippery, and they are actually significantly larger. They're probably about the standard tarot size card. They're quite a bit larger than the other Temu cards that I have purchased and gone through in the past. Page of Canes. So that was swords, right? I gotta double check already. Yes, canes are swords. Interesting. I find it strange that the little girl is standing in snow with no shoes on her feet. It's a little odd, but okay. Then we have a page of good cheer. And this person looks like they're a little bit older than a child. This is the Cups card. Not a ton to point out currently, just kind of standard visuals that I'm seeing for the moment. Page of Candles, which is Page of Wands. This one is a very young child, much younger than the other two. This one is Knight. When I was taking them out, they did get kind of mixed up. I don't know if you noticed that when I was taking them out of the box, so it's not going to be in complete order. At some point, it will get back to being in order. Knight of Gifts. So, Gifts is Pentacles, I believe. Hey guys, I just had to step away for a few minutes. My sound might be a little bit different because I went and got a different microphone, and the setup might be a little bit different because I moved some stuff around, but we're going to continue on with the unboxing here. So we have the Knight of Canes. Okay, I don't even see a cane on that one. Maybe it's his sweater. Knight of Good Cheer. It's interesting, the good cheer seems to be happening in the same kitchen. Knight of Candles. This also seems to be happening in the same space. So we're going to have to find out together if it continues to be that way. Knights do seem to be kids. Queen of Gifts. Okay. Not seeing too much that I need to comment about at this point. Not really. So I'm going to start moving it a little bit further. I do like that the Queen of Canes is white skin, like white, literal white, like frozen white skin. And the reason why I like that is because the Queen of Swords is the Queen of Canes, and the Queen of Swords, in my opinion, is the coldest queen. And I've even called her the Ice Queen at some point in readings. So I do really like that. Oh, too many. Sorry, guys. Then we have the, who's this? Queen of Good Cheer. Okay, this is kind of interesting. So we have some cards. We have a crystal ball, which I don't quite understand why she has a crystal ball. And then a crown. Oh, because she's a queen, I suppose. Did the other ones have a queen? Have a crown? No, she doesn't have a crown. Neither does she. Okay. Interesting. All right. Queen of Candles. See, this does not look like an adult woman to me. That looks like a child. But I guess, I don't know. All right, let's keep going. King of Gifts. I do have to say I do enjoy so far. It does look like there's different skin tones that are represented up to this point. They probably won't do too much with different cultures in the sense of like covering religions that are that don't really celebrate the season. King of Canes. So this guy does have a candy cane. I didn't see it on the queen. Very minimal imagery. It's very basic. I do like that it's modern though, mostly modern looking. King of Good Cheer. Having a ship, pouring a drink, there's a fish on his thing with the crown. Okay. King of Candles. Let's see. He could be Middle Eastern. Kind of hard to tell. It's a little bit too fuzzy even when zoomed in. 10 of Gifts. Okay, so I think we're getting into the pips here. I do like this. It looks like it's a different living room because the fireplace is different. I wonder if it'll be the same living room for each thing. But we have the grandfather type, mother type. That could be a father, maybe. Children, dog. Really enjoying things together as a family. 10 of Canes. That's cute. I have to say that's cute. That's funny. Poor snowman. 10 of Good Cheer. So as a reminder, it's the 10 of Cups. There are the 10 cups here to represent it. And this little couple here with the mistletoe that look really happy. And then these two kids here. Assuming that they're supposed to be like this group, this collective group, because they do all have similar skin tone. I'm just making an assumption here that implies that they're a family. The fact that they're not interacting kind of has me a little bit because the 10 of Cups traditionally, the father and the mother and father or the husband and wife are with their children. So it's a little interesting. Okay, so this is the 10 of Candles. This is that stressed out energy. I do really have to say that is well done. Stresses from bills, maybe not being able to buy Christmas presents, maybe spending too much on Christmas presents. The 9 of Gifts. So this is the 9 of Pentacles. Does she have 9 gifts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. All right. And I like that it's an older woman. I can't really tell with the skin tone exactly what culture or race or nationality or any of that. I'm not really getting a good read on that. She does look a little bit tan to me. And she's alone. Notice she's alone and there's a bird here. That is a very traditional 9 of Pentacles where it's a female who's alone, who has really established something of herself. So she has plenty of material needs met, finances or security. And in the traditional sense, there's a bird that she's really enjoying its energy with and really appreciating what she has. So this is the 9 of Canes, which is the 9 of Swords. And it looks like, I don't know. It looks like this person's been trying to write things out, but he's stressed out about it. And I'm not quite sure what things are that he's trying to write out. And then we have the candy canes above. Traditional 9 of Swords is holding their hand in their head in their hand, rather. 9 of Good Cheer. So it looks like they're doing them by not by the suit, but by the number, if that makes sense. 9 of Good Cheer. So this is the 9 of Cups with wishes coming true. Are there 9 cups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. So, and traditionally, yes, the person is completely alone in the 9 of Cup card. So that is pretty traditional. She looks very happy and fulfilled. It had been a great party, something that was very successful. And she's just in a really good place of being thankful at this energy. This is the 9 of Candles, so the 9 of Wands. And this is apparently the candles. Like he dropped his Christmas present, the bag ripped, and there's 9 candles right there. And he's kind of like, I gotta get home. And he's not really noticing it. 9 of Candles is usually the wounded person who just keeps going, like he's trudging through the rain, just gonna keep going. 8 of Gifts. I like this one. Just 8 presents, and they're wrapping them. 8 of Canes. Very traditional imagery there. It's weird that that's money on the ground. I wish I could have the guidebook. Oh, by the way, I did go online to Llewellyn and I did search this deck, and this is definitely not an original. The cards may be, but this is not original packaging. Llewellyn has a very, very large, I mean, it's huge. It's a huge box, and the booklet does come with it. So it's a set, and it is much more than this situation. But that's okay. These are still really, I still really like these so far. 8 of Good Cheer. I like that. That's cute. So that's like the 8 of Cups. The thing is, though, well, this doesn't fully represent the 8 of Cups to me, because the 8 of Cups traditionally is like a person walking away to try to get to a new destination. Maybe this character looking off in the distance could be why, but it's not really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not really showing how that represents that energy. 8 of Candles, very traditional. 8 of Wands, perfect. Just sitting there. 7 of Gifts, 7 of Pentacles, looking at what has been slowly stacked up, slowly created. 7 of Canes, so that's 7 of Swords. I'm having to really think about this for myself. This one I like. This is hoarding, because if you can't tell, these are like empty store shelves with sale tickets on it. And this person is like, I'm taking it all. I'm taking it all for myself. And he kind of has this sneaky jerk energy on his face. So I feel like that's really appropriate. 7 of Good Cheer. This is really appropriate. I like how all the cups do fit the theme. And even the snowman tends to have this face of like, I don't know what to pick. 7 of Candles is 7 of Wands. where Seven of Wands, the person is usually surrounded by the wands, and sometimes they're holding one and they're trying to fight it off. Seven of Wands is often a kind of defensive or needing to stand up for something or fight back energy. Six of Gifts. I like this one. Usually Six of Pentacles has another individual in the picture, but actually they do have the traditional in the ornaments. They have the traditional balance of the scales. Typically it has somebody giving something to another. It's like giving and receiving reciprocal in a reciprocal way. Or somebody giving money or pentacles to another who needs it or desires it. Six of Canes is Six of Swords, and usually this is in a boat and they're leaving the rocky waters. So I'm not sure what would be considered rocky here, but this does pretty much fit the leaving energy. Six of Good Cheer, Six of Cups, very traditional, where there's a kid and there's like a fairy tale kind of energy here, very nostalgic. And I'm not sure why this guy doesn't have a coat on. Some of like, I'm sure that it's very intentional, and I don't know why. I may have to buy the original set from, I did look it up. It's like $35. So I don't know if I'll be getting that anytime soon, but I may have to try to see if I can get my hands on at least the original book to see what some of the author and, artists were thinking. Six of Candles is Six of Wands, which is usually a person on a horse celebrating the victory. So I do like this. It's very celebratory energy, very exciting and waving and just feeling successful and happy. Five of Presents, Five of Gifts, Five of Pentacles. This is also very traditional. It's usually two people outside in the cold, outside this building that kind of has stained glass windows that look kind of like a church, and they're not having whatever, they don't have warm energy. They're left out. Five of Canes, this is a very traditional picture in its own way. So it's normally somebody holding swords, a few swords. Usually these two have at least one sword, but it's still, the imagery still really fits what the original tarot is like, because it's usually one person walking away with a sly look on their face. Usually the sky in the background is cloudy, stormy, or gray. And then there's two other characters that are very disappointed in one way or another. So they're disappointed that this person destroyed their snowman. So it fits really well here. Five of Good Cheer, Five of Cups, Three Broken Cups. Two behind him that he's not even seeing. All he sees is what's broken. Very good representation there. Five of Candles. Five of Wands. Five of Wands is usually conflict. There's some kind of argument happening, maybe over who's paying the bill, maybe over some kind of paperwork document, but there's some kind of fight that is happening here. Four of Gifts, Four of Pentacles. That's pretty traditional. Traditional Four of Pentacles is somebody holding on to one pentacle while having one on their head and one of each on their feet. But there have been other imageries where the person is hoarding. They hoard their thing. Whatever it is that is the pentacle, the gift, whatever, the earth-based energy, they're hoarding or holding on tightly to whatever it is. Four of Canes is Four of Swords, and oh, this is sad. It's at a cemetery, but I do have to say it's still pretty straightforward, because if you are familiar with the original, it's a person laying down. One sword is underneath them. Three swords are above them. They're holding on to something, and it kind of looks like they're laid out in like a church or something. So the person could actually be dead. It doesn't imply that, but they could be. So this, what do we do when we're dead? It's quiet. We're resting, right? That's resting energy. Four of Good Cheer is Four of Cups. The person has gone through three cups, and then there's one nice, really good one right there, but they're kind of like, ugh, either over caffeinated or they're tired. They're bored. Four of Candles is a very, this is nice. This is usually, Four of Candles is very healing energy. It's celebration, it's structure. It can be high levels of commitment or family, home. So this is pretty accurate for that is concerned. Three of Gifts. I do like that she has her head wrapped. That could be an attempt to try to make a nod towards other cultures. Three of Gifts, Three of Pentacles. The only thing I'm not loving is that there's nobody else in this thing. Typically, Three of Pentacles is about collaboration. So where's the collaboration here? She's just one person. Yeah, don't know. No collaboration imagery for that. If you didn't know the tarot, you wouldn't know that that's a collaboration card, right? I mean, it could be like, oh, it's her turn to paint in the assembly line, but there's no hint of that. Three of Canes is like Three of Swords, which normally has a heart through it, so that's pretty straightforward. Three of Cups, Three of Good Cheer. It's usually three people cheering each other and celebrating the time together, a community, friends, family, loved ones. Three of Candles is typically somebody looking out into the horizon, trying to figure out where they're going to go next into the world. So that's very traditional in that sense. Two of Gifts. So that's a Two of Pentacles. I do like this because Two of Pentacles is usually somebody who is trying to balance things in their world. And I do like how in the background here, it's faded. Like you can't really see it. It looks like that there's a storm behind this person. And in the traditional Two of Pentacles, there is a ship out to sea that is on stormy waters. So this is very traditional, like trying to balance, trying to juggle everything. Two of Canes is Two of Swords. Typically, the person has their arms crossed over their heart and they have a blindfold on their eyes. And then there's usually water behind them to represent emotion. There's also usually a crescent moon. So we don't have the moon, we don't have the water, we don't have the blindfold, but they are covering their face. So it's pretty close to the same energy. Two of Cups. Oh, we do have interracial mixing, so I do like that. I absolutely do. Two of Cups is two people really just choosing one another equally picking one another in an emotional connection, in an emotional way. Two of Candles, planning out the future. There is the traditional world card, so I do like that. Ace of Gifts is a straightforward, just here's a present. This is what aces are usually. It's just a picture of the item. Ace of Canes, yep. Ace of Good Cheer, yep. And Ace of Candles. Okay, so now we're going to be getting in. I do have to say, though, the coloring is beautiful. The coloring is gorgeous. This might be an original deck that they took and flipped. I don't know. I don't know what the purpose would be of that because I don't think they'd be making any money off of it because the originals were $37. And I got this for, I'm going to have to look it up, but I didn't get this for very much. I wouldn't have paid that much money. I don't have that kind of money right now to spend on tarot decks. So I'm not sure. So now we're going to get into the major arcana. I'm going to straighten the cards and we're going to pick right up in a minute. All right, so we have the World. I kind of wish that this was more of a circle, but it's a semicircle, so it does get a little bit of the point across, and it does have the representation of all the four signs, just like the traditional world. There's not much else to say about this card. It's pretty simple and straightforward. So now we have, this would be, this is actually really cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is the list for those of you that are familiar or not, rather, those of you that are not familiar, because those of you that are familiar, you totally already know what this is. But this is the Judgment card. And this is Santa's naughty and nice list, which I think is just freaking hilarious because Santa is judging, right? Santa is judging us before Christmas about if we were good or bad. So that's really, I think that might be my favorite card I've seen so far. And we have the sun. This is cute. People are ice skating. They're having a little picnic. They're really having a good time playing around, having fun. And I do like that it's over the horizon instead of like up big and bold and brazen, because in the traditional sun card, it is summertime. And everybody, no matter what deck I've seen, it's pretty much bright yellows, bright oranges. I am thinking of the Everyday Witch tarot deck right now, and then the traditional tarot, but there's a lot more out there. And usually the sun is bright. Now, the thing is, this time of year, if you live in the Northern Hemisphere, you have probably noticed that the sun goes down quite early. And it always is kind of like lower in the sky than when it is traditionally. This deck takes place at Yuletide. So that is where the sun normally is at this time of year. So I do really like that representation. Okay, so we have the moon. Let's see. The moon is in the picture. We still have the wolf and the dog. I don't see a lobster. I don't believe there's one. But they're talking. Let me look a little bit closer. Hold on, guys. I'm going to look closer. Yeah, I don't see anything that would represent the lobster. But I'm not sure what he's pointing at. Maybe the smoke of his pipe. Again, would be another wonderful reason to have the book. But I'm cheap. So here's the star. Now, traditionally, the star is a woman pouring water into a source of water. Let's see. Let's look at these pictures a little bit closer. What's going on here? Sorry about the glare. It's nighttime here because it's always dark, and I am filming with my flash on. So, well, I see presents. I see candy canes. I don't know if you guys can hear Tonks snoring in the back. It looks like this is a manger, sort of like a makeshift reindeer doll, mulled wine. I have no idea what this thing is. That looks like a sled, a reindeer with a sleigh, Santa. Yeah, it doesn't really, there's nothing here that's really making me feel the vibes of the woman, but the star, of course, at the top of the tree. Okay, so instead of the tower, we have the lightning tree. That's pretty straightforward. The lightning strikes the tree and everything falls off, and people are running away from it because the tree is on fire. Pretty straightforward. Krampus, which is also straightforward if you're familiar with any of the lore. I do like this a lot, just because this is what it traditional. So this is the devil in this deck, and Krampus is basically the anti-Santa. So there you go. This is like the temperance. I've also seen balance in other decks too. So usually it's an angel who is mixing together two different type sources of water. But it's Santa who's using two sources of time, it appears. And that makes a lot of sense for the Santa Yuletide theme, because Santa goes all the way around the world in a single night. And how is that even possible? Bending time. And we have death. This looks very Scrooge-like. The rose and crown, I'm not even sure what that is, but this makes me feel very Charles Dickens, which I do like. I do like. The only thing I don't love here is this could invoke fear. However, if you're familiar with the Charles Dickens Scrooge story, death comes to, which is basically the ghost of Christmas future, comes to Scrooge to show him what his future could be if he didn't get on a new path. So death and rebirth of changing. So it doesn't mean literal death. It means change. Hanged man, just kind of going with the flow there. Not sure why he's naked. The traditional one is not naked. So that's interesting. I mean, he's not fully naked, but you get my point. Justice. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. So the kid is disappointed because it looks like he opened a present too soon and he got coal. Or perhaps he's just disappointed that he got coal because he was not, like, justice is served. It's karma. Like, he got what he deserved in that energy. The Wheel of the Year. I like this. It's very traditional witchy energy because we are in midwinter is when Yule takes place. Sometimes people have midwinter, sometimes people have Yule, and it's sandwiched between Samhain and Imbolc. Imbolc happens to be my favorite. Father Christmas, yeah, he looks pretty straightforward. Hermit, very hermit, traditional energy. Strength, usually it's a female winning over a beast, but that's okay. So this is a man, Santa type figure winning over a reindeer. Makes total sense for this theme. Chariot. I would have liked it if there was something that was different between these two. Because in the traditional chariot, there's white and black. They're two separate types of energy, but that's okay. That's all right. It's still really cute. Mistletoe is the lovers. I do like that. That's very sweet. And I do like this hand. This hand could mean a third part, like a choice, choosing each other. But the hand could also be the representation of the angel that's in the traditional deck. Sinterklaas. So this is very tradition. This is the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is tradition. It's organization, it's leadership, it's teaching, it's learning, it's growing. Yes, it can also mean high levels of commitment, but in this situation, I believe that this is old traditions coming forward during this time of year. The Holly King for the Emperor. The Matrona for the Empress. I like that, with the sun in her belly. What does this say? The Mary Luid. Oh, that must be what was in that other little manger thing that I didn't know what it was. I don't know what that is. So this is the High Priestess. The High Priestess does usually have a moon. Usually it's a crescent, though. It does usually have the two poles on each side, one black, one white. I don't know what a Mary Luid is. So I don't know everything, you guys. There's a lot that I don't know, and I try to be very straightforward and honest about that because, I'm still learning too, just like all of you. So that's the High Priestess. So this must mean something along the lines of intuitive abilities or secrets or really just having knowledge of some kind. The Magus is the magician. It's another terminology for magician back in the day. Oh, this card's bent. Oh, too bad. Then we have the Child for 0, and there is no fire here. So this is like the Fool. And I like that they picked a child and the child theme because the Fool has very childlike energy because it's just this person who's going about life, who is naive, who doesn't have any major wounds from the past or past history. They're just really loving life. They're not afraid of anything. So this could be the child's waiting for Santa, or it could be the child is wanting the fire lit. Either way, the child is still in this place of fresh starts and beginnings, right? What's this one? Oh, Page of Gifts. So this one got mixed in when I took the cards out of the deck. So this is a female with the gifts. And she's in a book, and that I don't, the traditional one is just a page holding a pentacle. So that's interesting. I was going to say, and that makes sense because it's communication, but it is technically, most pages are a form of communication. Okay, so I did want to take a quick second and show you guys the size comparison. So I'm going to zoom out a little. Okay, so here is this deck, right? I'm going to move it over a little. And then we have the traditional Rider-Waite. So this is what actually threw me at first, because most decks that I receive from Temu are not the same size as a traditional card. It's literally the same size. It's the same thing, size-wise. Maybe a teeny tiny bit smaller. I don't know how the shuffling is. I do feel like this cardstock is a little bit thicker. It's really hard to measure though. This is the Yule one, and this one is the Rider-Waite. Oh, and there's the moon. There's that lobster that I was talking about. And then just for reference, this is the Elf tarot deck that I went over a little while ago that I love. You can see in its size the difference, how much smaller it is. The thickness is about, it's a little bit thinner, but this is a very, compared to the other two, and because I have little hands, like my hands are small. I wear kid-size gloves. So this size, as beautiful as this deck is, I think I'm going to have a hard time shuffling it. The only real way I can shuffle it well is like this, and see how much my hands are stretching. Like it's like right on the edge of my fingers. So I could do it this way, but it doesn't, cards don't shuffle very nice that way. I don't know. They have usually with this one, this is really flexible. So let me see. This one is not. Yeah, it's really not. The cardstock is very stiff and thick compared to the cardstock on the traditional tarot. Like you can see almost the individual cards here, and here you really can't. They're kind of all blended together because of how thin they are. So the shuffle, the point of the shuffle, I'm trying to do this without like messing up the tripod. Yeah, this part is not okay. It's not good. So I would have to shuffle it like this. That's how I'd have to shuffle it. And that's all right. It's not a big deal, but it's awkward. I don't love that. Okay. This was a longer video because we really took our time to go through this deck. This is the last seasonal deck I have for you guys this season. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've seen this before. I think this is a new publication, but I could be wrong. I don't follow people the way I used to on influencers. So if somebody's been using this online, and I wouldn't notice it because I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff really anymore. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We do have memberships as well. So there's different features on there depending on the level that you choose. And just let me know what you think about this. I did take my time here because I really wanted to look at the cards. So I'm sorry that this one was a little bit longer than I usually do them, but I wanted to really do it right. So I hope you guys enjoy. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.